Welcome to Get Wrecked, podcast powered by Rectify Esports. It's about games and handheld objects that have glowing screens on them.
There's a lot of those. Hey,
Yeah.
can I throw out a question real quick for the panel?
Do it.
I was playing Fist of the North Star, subtitle Lost Paradise. And it occurred to me that with the number of subtitles we're dealing with, I need a sound that means I'm changing from title to subtitle. Basically like some sort of auditory replacement for the colon.
Right.
Oh.
What would you say that is?
Gun to my head, first answer, wow.
So it'd be like Fist of the North Star, wow, Lost Paradise.
Yeah.
Maybe like a whip crack.
Oh, like,
I got one
Lost
of those.
Paradise.
That's always
I have a
good.
whip crack, I think, on this board here.
Oh,
I
nice.
love doing that.
I do.
I need to carry a soundboard with me all the time in case I want to talk about Pillars of Eternity 2, whoopsh, Deadfire.
Yes.
Wait, hang on. All right, try that again. I think this is going to feed.
Are you asking me about Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire?
Ooh.
Did it do it?
I don't think it did it.
Oh, man.
Wait, try it again.
Are you asking me about Pillars of Eternity 2,
That did it.
Deadfire?
Oh,
Yeah, I was asking you about that. Okay,
crack
cool.
that whip.
Oh, I will.
Thank you.
Ow.
I also have
If you were going to sum up Fallout 76 in a sound, I would...
That's pretty good.
and this is
That's the sound that they're going to play when Bob Barker dies.
oh man.
Oh.
Oh my god.
He's never going to die. I'm kidding.
No, he's immortal.
No,
One of the first true immortals.
one of the biggest figures of the world, I would say. And there's not a lot of iconic people like that in video game creation, really. It's like, I mean, there's some.
Oh, who's the Daikatana guy that got disgraced when Daikatana came out and wasn't very good?
Oh man, yeah.
But
so
like all the commercials for it were like, this guy's gonna make you his bitch.
hold on.
And then the game Romeo or something like that, or
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano.
No, it's seriously, it's John Romero.
John
Oh.
Romero, and this was one of the like Daikatana was supposed to be the game. There's like, oh yeah, Rockstar producer developer guy is gonna make a game and it's gonna be tits,
Hell yeah.
and then it was okay.
Hey, guys, we forgot to introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah, I'm Evan.
Fair point.
He's Evan. Who are you?
I'm Nick Whoopsh Bills.
Who the hell am I?
I'm just gonna replace your name with
Alright.
yeah.
Thanks, I hate it. My name's
From
Garrett.
the Family Guy, or you could be. Just as a reminder that somebody did, in fact, fuck Goofy.
He did. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause he had a child.
But I watched Bandersnatch. I got Bandersnatched.
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
You didn't like it.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
We could talk about that some other time. I thought it was fine. But there was a guy in there that they're like, oh, it's one of his games. It's
Colin.
The eyebrows guy.
Colin's games.
Yeah.
The Colin.
The Colin. And there isn't really that. You know, like I couldn't tell you, except one producer.
Todd Howard.
Todd. Yeah, Todd.
It's literally
for all the wrong
Hideo
reasons.
Kojima.
Hideo Kojima. Yeah, true, Kojima. And then
who's the Double Fine guy?
Sakurai for sure is kind
Tim
of
Schafer.
Tim
Sakurai,
Schafer.
He's
yes.
kind of a meme.
Sakurai is more of a meme, I think. It's I mean,
He's really just the hero that knows that Waluigi is a sinner, and he protects us
yeah, he's
from
the one guarding us from the knowledge that we want, but don't realize how terrible it would be for our society. He is bearing that burden. No,
He's the shield against the dark.
I was referring to Suda 51,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
who makes a lot of very good games.
Killer 7,
Killer 7.
one of my faves from the GameCube era.
And that brings us to today's topic. No more heroes. Travis strikes again. It's a video game for the Switch. It's the first exclusive of 2019.
I got the email like right after you messaged me on Facebook that you were like, "Oh, it came out." I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I checked my email, and Nintendo had told me, "Oh, it came out."
Reggie sent you an email?
Yeah.
Yeah, after I finished, so I was cutting the graphics in for our last cast, and I was like, oh yeah, Travis touchdown, interesting. And then I also got the email, and it was like, Travis touchdown. It's like, wait just a minute, wait just one cotton picking minute.
He strikes again.
Yep.
So here's my dilemma, and it's a big, complicated one. I don't want your verdicts until the end of our little discussion here.
Sure.
Okay.
It was going to be a day one buy for me.
Judgment.
Okay.
Sorry, I misread the instructions.
I was planning on getting it day one with the DLC and everything, right?
Full
$40
bore season pass
for everything, right?
$40 for a game with all the DLC. Like, come on, that's That's
that wouldn't
great,
even get you
right?
a second save file in Metal Gear Solid Survive. Not even close.
Yeah. The pricing is part of the thing in its favor, but here's the deal. The game doesn't look super good, right? Suda 51 games are usually pretty weird and, like, fun. I love the first No More Heroes games a lot.
Right.
Like, they're some of my favorite. I just lent you the first one.
I'm going to start playing it soon.
You should. I think you'll really, really like it.
I'm excited.
And there are these quirky beat-em-up games. They're very flashy and stylized. And from my understanding, the reviews of this game are so-so.
What are people saying? What's not great about it?
It's repetitive. It doesn't feel like a No More Heroes game. It's like there were some development challenges where like they had like a third of the budget of like a normal No More Heroes
there you
game,
go.
and this isn't supposed to be No More Heroes 3. My complaint isn't that it's not No More Heroes 3. I knew it wasn't that.
Mm-hmm.
But my problem is Suda 51 games are weird. And normally divisive review-wise, but this seems to be the opposite reason that it's divisive. Like, they're not really boring. I mean, No More Heroes does suffer from some boring, weird issues, like lots of minigames and stuff that you have to do before you can continue the game.
Right.
But I don't know if I should get this game or not, because reviews are and like gameplay has not really inspired me, to be honest with you. It's supposed to be 7 different games in one, and that idea sounds really cool, but they all kind of look like the same game.
Right.
They all kind of look like either a top-down beat-em-up or a side-scrolling beat-em-up, you know?
Oh, interesting. Because the original No More Heroes 1 and 2, just for those of you who aren't aware, I believe is a 3D beat-em-up?
Third-person hack-and-slash beat-em-up, typically, but it's got a lot of stuff that makes it interesting. Like, the boss fights in those games are, like, unbelievably good.
Yeah.
So, that being said...
So, like, would you say sort of, like God of War 1 through 3-esque?
I would say like God of War with a lightsaber. Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and a cool ass motorcycle.
Hell yeah.
I do love cool ass motorcycles.
Yeah, it's like God of War if your character liked porn. Like if Kratos was more into pornography and wrestling.
So if he was like Leisure Suit
Yeah, if he was-
Larry.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the appeal of the game. Is that Travis is like. He's just kind of like a shithead.
Kind of a scumbag.
Like he's not like killing all these assassins because he's like this big cool hero. No, he's just a dude who wants to make some more money.
Yeah.
And like maybe get laid.
Yeah.
Like that's really his motivators, and I think that really works for a game because normally, you know, you have Kratos who's like burdened with mighty purpose or whatever, and that's cool too.
Tragic hero full of rage.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
does have a lot of angry sex.
But just
in the 1 through 3 anyway.
just having a dude who's just like a dude is like really kind of refreshing in the genre, especially. But I really want to know more Heroes 3, and they have hinted not so subtly that if this game does well, we'll get a No More Heroes 3.
Ooh, so it's like holding you ransom.
Exactly.
It's like blackmail.
It's a little
extortion
blackmail.
even.
I feel a little extorted.
You're like the protagonist of a Grand Theft Auto game right now.
I would make that comparison, yes. So the question is, do I get it? Do I owe my loyalty to Suda 51 because I've really enjoyed the art that he's made?
Do you think that there's even, like a slim chance that you'll probably have a lot of fun playing this game?
There's a small chance for sure, especially if like it's a co-op game, right?
Oh,
So
well, there you go.
having someone to play it with would definitely be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play it with you.
Well, that's all well and good.
Is it couch co-op or is it like 2 copies, local land?
Couch
kinda?
co-op.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Even better.
They don't make games like that anymore,
It's
you know?
True.
When they do, you got to grab them up.
And then
Yeah.
a lot of
Those
them
are
are like,
fun.
no, you have to, because you can't play Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. You technically can, single player, but for Christ's sake, you basically can't.
I get the impression, just based on looking at it, that it would not be super fun one player.
Uh-huh.
Like, the reviews are like 6 and 7. It's like, this is fine, you know?
Yeah.
Personally, I've found that in my experience, the most fun that I've had with a co-op game isn't usually just the game itself.
Yeah.
It's the experiences that you have playing with the other person, you know?
That's fair.
Like, my favorite 2-player game that I've ever played is the Return of the King game on GameCube.
That's a great game. Or
it
is it?
It is a good game, but I think the reason that it's one of my favorite games of all time is because I have memories of playing it with my older brother when we were kids.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And that's why it's fun to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
That game was, you're talking about Lord of the Rings Return of the King, yeah?
Yeah.
And that was the one where you could get an upgrade that would allow you to parry and instantly, that was so
That game
dope.
is so fun.
That game is fun.
The Two Towers one is
forgot
fun
about that
too,
game.
but Two Towers is it's a lot tougher.
Two Towers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the Two Towers one, which is not co-op. if memory serves.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Return of the King was really just like, this is the game we wanted to make.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, it is the last one. But I'm wondering, do you guys feel loyalty to any studios or anything? Like, you'll get it just to support them? It doesn't have to be a game related. Do you guys feel loyalty to, like, artists or something like that?
There are definitely studios or developers or game makers who I will just sort of on faith buy their stuff.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit about Hades.
Oh, Supergiant.
Oh, yeah.
Supergiant's new game.
Like they've basically knocked me out with their first and only 3 games, to the point where it's like,
Which
it's
Bastion, Transistor, and
Pyre.
I loved Pyre.
Yeah.
I have not really played Transistor much.
You play as a vocalist. I mean, with a big damn sword.
That's cool.
Yeah. Interesting sort of a way that you can turn it into sort of a tactical battle system. And then, of course, Bastion is just a sweet action RPG with a really cool narrator.
Yeah. The kid.
Yeah. But then as soon as I heard, it's like, hey, we're working on this 4th game. We're going to put it on early access. Bear in mind, it's early access. And I was like, don't care. Buying it.
Yeah.
I already bought it.
Add to cart. It prompted one of our whole discussions about the Epic Game Store, because that's the only reason I know about the Epic Game Store. It's because like it's the only place I can get Hades. Fine, whatever.
Cool, good.
Signing up. Take my details, Todd Howard, if that's what this costs. So yes, I do definitely sympathize, and it also I'm struck a little bit by the similarity to a lot of the circumstances that like Kickstarters find themselves in. Right, like was it Mighty 9?
Mighty Number 9 was one of the old Mega Man creators,
and it was like, hey, if we successfully kickstart this, you're going to get a classic Mega Man game from a classic Mega Man guy. And it's like, well, we have to fund it. No, and it turned out, no.
Yeah, same with and Ukulele, same thing.
Ukulele,
right? It was like,
great example.
Here's this great Banjo Kazooie thing. It's like, well, you guys did just make Banjo Kazooie. Like my understanding of that game is that the problem was they basically just made an N64 game.
Yeah.
With googly eyes, which I do appreciate.
Yeah, no, I love me some googly eyes.
Do love googly eyes, but you're sort of stuck in the opposite, where it's like I have to buy a game I'm not super stoked about
because I want to support.
Because I want another
to eventually get
the idea behind it, and you think maybe someday if they get the right funding, they can get to where they want to be and where I want them to be.
So you're really in the same situation as a Kickstarter backer, basically, because you're going to make a donation, because you're going to have to think of it as a donation.
It's kind of what I'm doing, actually.
You're going to give them your money with no guarantee of getting anything back. Although in this case, at least you get an okay game.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding, again, like, so here, let me pull it up just to give you guys some more details on this debate.
For sure. And while you're looking it up, cogitate on this for a second.
Hit me.
Would you come in, if they launched a Kickstarter campaign right now, and like $40 buy-in to support No More Heroes 3, would you do it?
Would I get No More Heroes 3 in return? Yes.
If you pledge like the certain tier, then you get
you pledge $40. Yep. If the game comes out, you get it.
Yep.
But there's no guarantee the game's going to come out.
There's no guarantee the game's going to come out?
Right, because that's the situation we're in, right? There's never a guarantee.
But that's true. That's true. Yeah, you know what? I think I would. No More Heroes is definitely in my top, 10 series of all time.
Yeah.
I really want to do a Travis Touchdown cosplay. It's half the reason I own a replica lightsaber.
Nice.
So I can eventually do one.
That's also the reason you can grow such amazing facial hair.
It's true.
Although I think he's clean-shaven.
He is, but...
Still.
Related.
You never know. Handlebar mustache, No More Heroes 3.
Yeah, I guess... That's a good point. I probably would donate to a $40 Kickstarter too.
Fully cognizant of the knowledge that the money you might just be taking 2 Twinskies and setting them on fire.
Oh, like with any Tim Schafer game.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you get a game that maybe isn't up to your expectations, a la not Mega Man.
Mighty Number 9.
Ukulele.
It's true. Yeah, there is certainly a danger to.
But then you get Super Troopers 2,
hey.
which was funded on Kickstarter.
Good point.
I also, crap. What was Shantae?
Shantae Kickstarter.
That was a successful series.
What's it called? The kicking, not the kicking game. Something Cells.
Oh, Dead Cells.
Dead Cells. That's
Cells.
a Kickstarter game, and that's amazing.
Really good.
Right? So
I want to say Darkest Dungeon was Darkest Dungeon I think was a good example of early access being executed well.
Yeah, I think Darkest Dungeon was.
But that's another similar gamble, right? Where it's like you buy something on early access, the game may never come out.
Yeah.
It's just in the terms of service.
There's this game called Pocket Rumble that I was going to kickstart because it was supposed to be right on the Switch, immediately. first to market, like the first fighting game on the Switch, and it looked awesome. I was really, really excited for it, and then they kept pushing it back and back and back and back, and I was really glad it didn't. I mean, it was only like $10 to kickstart, but I was really glad I didn't kickstart it, and now it's finally out, and I'm like, oh, that's out.
This doesn't look as good as Smash.
Nope. No, genuinely it doesn't. But like, had you been on the Switch first, probably about the shit out of it, and also played it a lot. But now I'm just like,
you don't care anymore.
$10
because Smash is out now.
Because Smash is out now, right?
And Brawlhalla is free.
Yeah. And Brawlhalla is free.
If between the two of those, you're fighting. Wait, what did we determine?
That fighting itch is not scratched?
Itch scratched, yeah. I was going to go with something a little more R-rated.
Well, and then Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out now.
Yeah,
well.
I feel like I'm definitely getting that.
All my fighting game needs are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z is coming to
It is already. It's already on the Switch.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's on the Switch.
There you go.
I need to pick it up. I've got such a Dragon Ball itch right now, as a total side note. Because I saw the Broly movie.
Oh, what'd you think?
It's fucking amazing, y'all. It's so good. It's exactly like watching it, you're like, this is everything good about Dragon Ball.
Do you have to watch Dragon Ball Super to be caught up, or can you just watch it?
So here's the thing about Dragon Ball. It's wrestling.
Right.
You just need to know, and they make a very, very good, I don't know, visually, I guess, being like, this is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Here's his kind of intricate story. And this is Goku. He's John Cena, and he beats everyone.
We all knew Goku.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they do a really good job of showing who these characters are, I think.
The good face heel.
Yeah, exactly.
I know sometimes they'll do a movie and then also just basically redo the movie in the series.
That did happen in Super. The first two, so they made 2 movies as like sequels to Dragon Ball Z, and then they remade those into like 12 episodes. The first like 12 episodes of Dragon Ball Super, I think. I skipped them.
Because I'm guessing it was in the manga as well.
I have no idea, actually. I haven't read the Dragon Ball Super manga.
Yeah.
Because I know, I mean, I think they are making one, but like some stuff in the manga wasn't actually... Like, some stuff in DBZ wasn't in the manga. Like, I don't think the Boo Saga was a manga first. I'm pretty sure it was...
like original content for the show?
Right, exactly.
Full Game of Thrones.
Yep. Yeah, full Game of Thrones. Yeah, actually, it's exactly like Game of Thrones. Which, like, do you get Dragon Ball stuff just because it's Dragon Ball? Do you like Dragon Ball? You know? Like, they announced a new Dragon Ball game. Am I going to get that just because I like Dragon Ball? You know?
Right.
Probably not.
It's tough to say.
Maybe.
So would you recommend the movie to me, considering I know nothing about Dragon Ball?
Yeah, actually. I think you'll have a really good time. Animation-wise, it's like, but just so good. Like, man, they do this thing that, like, it looks a little weird at first, but, like, they will sometimes have the fights, like, maybe using the Fighter Z models, like CG fights.
Oh, wow.
And when it's not CG, it's like this beautiful, like, hand-drawn animation. Like, it's really cool. It's super flashy. The story is, it's what it is. They actually do a pretty good job introing the, like, here's why Frieza's such a shithead, if you were wondering. If you hadn't.
Because I know I would walk in there and be like, why is Frieza such a shithead?
Yeah.
Just this Frieza character, he just sort of grinds my gears.
Yeah.
He wants to freeze all my main characters.
It is weird.
I hate that.
It is weird that they remind you that Frieza basically genocides an entire race, and they're just, like, kind of cool with Frieza now.
Yeah.
Because Dragon Ball does a thing where, like, all the bad guys eventually become good guys, kind of. And Frieza is now...
It is like wrestling.
It's exactly like wrestling.
Yeah.
I can't believe The Rock started out as a heel.
Yeah, right?
Just amazing.
He was a great heel.
Yeah.
But, like, and then you have, like, jobbers as, like, Yamcha and Krillin who are still around just to get their asses kicked, but it's all about the brand, really, so it doesn't actually matter. You know what I mean? Like... It's wrestling. It's wrestling, guys.
It's wrestling. It's exactly wrestling.
Which brings me back to No More Heroes, because Travis Touchdown learns wrestling moves. Anyway, I forgot I was looking up the 7 things. Stand by.
I'm standing. I'm not. I'm sitting.
I'm actually supine right now, which a lot of people don't realize. Currently, right now, in the studio. So just visualize, if you will, me, supine.
Travis strikes again. No More Heroes is mostly just annoying.
Shut up, Nick.
Sorry, you were talking about the
No, go on.
That's all I had. I just wanted to say supine. Just wait till I start talking about mid-century modern.
Oh, my God.
I still don't know what that means. Someone used it in a sentence, I think, to describe furniture.
Uh-huh.
And I've just been using it any chance I get, mid-century modern. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that in the bonus round, I'm going to describe
the Audible gaming chairs are pretty mid-century modern.
Very mid-century modern. For those of you who would enjoy that, I'm going to say aesthetic.
The middle of which century, though?
That right? And
you know what?
Is there mid-century vintage?
Here's, I think, my real issue with this game.
Okay.
Have you guys bought a game that you thought you would like, even though people thought it was going to be subpar? Because, like, there's so many games out there that are, like, amazing that I still haven't played. So how do I justify spending my time on a game that, like...
that you can't guarantee is going to be better than...
Right.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That is a good question.
I still don't have Dead Cells. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, Dead Cells...
And Dead Cells, I think, is what, 20 or 30?
Yeah, 20, I think.
And you definitely get a really good game.
Yeah.
As
and
opposed to a $40 bet.
Yeah, exactly, right.
On in the future spending $60 to get a...
Exactly, right?
Now,
and I mean, price helps a little. The fact it's...
Evan, I have a very important question, and I think this is going to play a huge factor into whether or not you get this game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have $40 right now?
Yes, Garrett, I have $40. I just got paid very recently.
Okay. Let's hey,
But
there are no dumb questions
But
that I can ask.
$40 I could use to go see that Dragon Ball movie 4 more times.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Or 2 more times if I get popcorn.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or if you go to the matinee, smuggle in your own snacks.
Mm-hmm.
How many times can you see a movie for $40 if you smuggle in your own snacks and see matinees on Tuesdays?
I'd say that's 4 and you still have some change. No, 4 because you're still buying
No.
snacks.
snacks.
If you go to the NCG in Ackworth, there's $6 matinees on Tuesdays.
Ackworth is a local hit for those of you not in Georgia.
Yeah.
So you can Google Maps if
So
you want.
what's 40 divided by 6?
Oh my gosh, it's like 300.
Not 5. That was... Wait, no.
Because 6 times 6 is 36.
Hang on.
So it's like 6 point something.
Yeah, well, then you have to... If you're getting snacks, right?
Well,
say you spend
I thought
$1...
we established that you were bringing stuff from home. And
well,
so,
you still have to buy those.
Yeah,
like
but that's... No, that's
Right?
not
So like
real.
6 times plus snacks.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can see it 6 times, and then you would have
There you go.
the money necessary to buy the snacks to see
You've got
6 movies.
you got $5 for snacks.
You're
Yeah,
not getting a
exactly.
foot long every time, though.
No.
Yeah.
Because that would probably get you
Who
back
gets
down
a
to the-
hot dog at the movies, by the way?
Whoa, okay,
Wait,
hold up.
Better time. Hang on.
Hang on. I feel personally attacked right
you
now.
Do you get hot dog? Is a hot dog your ideal movie snack?
I don't buy it at the movie theater. I bring it from home.
Smart. That makes a lot of
Fully
sense.
dressed.
With relish? How do you dress your hot dog?
I tell my
Ketchup,
girlfriend.
mustard, and relish.
Ketchup, mustard, relish. Very mid-century.
Or
movie.
if
that's
I
good.
Or if
How do you do yours? That's a classic one.
No, it's amazing.
Chili slaw cheese is also very good.
Ooh, the Sonic special.
I just give that to my girlfriend and say, "Here's my wet hot dog. Please put this in your purse. Please put this in your purse, and then let me take it out at tiny intervals in the movie.
I need you to break off small pieces so I
Yeah.
don't eat it all really
I don't
fast.
want to eat it all during the trailers.
And
Then I'll have-
feed it to me like I'm an emperor requesting grapes.
No, feed it to me like you're my mama bird.
Oh.
I want my wet hot dog to be even wetter.
All right, that's it. I'm returning my Switch. All video games are bad.
Did we help Evan?
No, let's go to the bonus
No,
round.
hang on. Before we do, I have a question about me.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar, but very different.
Okay. So
So-
it's not at all the same thing.
Right. It is about video games.
Okay.
So I have a couple gift cards and some Christmas money left over
Ooh.
to buy video games. I've got like a
Nice.
GameStop gift card and a Target card, and I'm going to buy some games for the Switch.
Okay.
And so I know that one of them is going to be another copy of Breath of the Wild.
Good. Of course.
Because I still haven't bought another one
Yeah,
because
that's
I'm
important.
a lazy idiot.
Well,
And so what are the other 2 games that I should get?
Got 60
do
for
you
each.
have Mario Odyssey?
I do have Mario Odyssey.
Okay, because that was going to be my next rec.
Yeah, I've got like 35 hours on that.
Oh, man. Dude, I saw someone speed run Mario Odyssey.
Why would you?
Yeah, right. The speed run was 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Good Lord.
But they beat the game in 1 hour 20. It's because the category was beat the darker side of the moon.
Oh.
So we had to get 500 moons.
I
to the
still
darker side of
haven't
the
done
moon.
that.
It's impossible.
It's tough.
I would
so
invest in I'd just get like $50 on the eShop.
Yeah.
Get like Okami, which has been really, if you like Zelda style games,
do.
Okami is awesome, and it's only like $15.
I would recommend Dead Cells just
Dead
because
Cells?
it's going to be inexpensive and just different. It's not an open world game.
Right.
It's like a
That's the one where you.
Metroidvania.
That's the one where you. Is that the one where you start over?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
every time
feels
you-
like
If you don't like roguelikes, you won't like it. But if you enjoy Metroidvania style games,
which
I do.
typically
And-
don't.
and roguelikes, then
Well-
this is a great execution of
Okay.
like a good way to do it. If you don't, if you prefer more of a atmospheric, more Soulsian at Metroidvania experience, then Hollow Knight is excellent.
Hollow Knight
yeah,
is wildly good.
I was actually over at my buddy's house last night, and he was recommending Hollow Knight to me. So,
That game made
do
me
you like-
so happy and so sad.
Do you like golf?
Kinda. I mean, I go to the driving range with my dad sometimes.
Golf Story is really fun.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it really?
I was at your place. You were playing that one.
Oh, yeah,
It does look like
You're
fun.
the second person that's just recommended Golf Story in like the past 24 hours.
I forgot. It's one of the first games I even got on my Switch. It was
Really?
Yeah. Well, it was the first digital game I think I got. Besides Kamen Bebe, some $5 game.
Yeah.
Do either of y'all have Super Mario Party? If I got Mario Party,
no.
would you play it with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would. I would
Okay.
definitely play Mario Party.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how you feel about farming simulators, but the full version of Stardew Valley is on the Switch eShop.
Get
I
Stardew
do
Valley.
want to get Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Get Stardew, and then we can all play it together.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's our best of.
It's our best of.
Did you guys think that the bonus round felt like really comfortable and familiar?
Yes, I did.
When we
I
were down
loved
there?
that.
Yes, I did. No further questions about the bonus round.
Yeah, it was nice.
What bonus round?
Exactly. All right. Second topic here.
Hit me. Actually hit me. I want you to
talking-
walk around this
Reach
table.
across the desk.
Well, Nick and I were talking off mic. We were chatting about
You can do that?
yes, Octopath Traveler.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Nick has really enjoyed it,
I have.
and I don't like JRPGs.
Yes.
So what I thought would be fun would be we each pick a genre, a video game that we don't really like, and the other two will recommend games for us in that genre.
Ah, yes.
Sound good?
Yeah. Sounds great.
I've already said mine, so we can start with me, I guess.
Sure.
With a
So
JRPG.
you don't like JRPGs?
I do not like grindy turn-based JRPGs. No,
Is it because you're racist
it's possible.
against the Japanese?
It may be that. I have
it
some
because
lingering World War II feelings.
That's like it's like weird old timey racism.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no.
Nobody's racist against the Japanese anymore, but you are.
I am very
He's a
aggressively, I guess.
Is it
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't. So you don't like the.
I don't think it's a
grinding
race
for
thing,
levels?
though. I really want to. I want to clear that up. I'm pretty sure it's not a race thing.
Like 87%.
yeah,
That's you
Okay.
can round that up.
So
to.
you're saying there's a chance, though.
There's like a
13% chance.
yes.
Okay, so you don't like grindy turn-based combat,
I think because I almost picked stealth for this as well.
right?
But I think
that's just because you don't like Assassin's Creed.
Well, I don't like it. I don't like killing people. No, you know what? I don't like putting my hands together to blend in. I don't agree with that.
Sure.
That's fair. So if you don't like stealth, a game occurred to me almost immediately to take your temperature on.
Sure.
Is Dishonored. Did you play through Dishonored?
I did play Dishonored.
Dishonored is pretty fun.
However, when I played Dishonored, I just ran through the game beating the shit out of people.
Gotcha.
True.
There's one
Because there's
games-
like the ghost ending or like the ghost achievement.
I have not
where,
done
like,
that yet.
No one sees you and you don't kill anyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tried it.
Um.
Lost it on the third level.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to go JRPGs on this one.
Okay.
So what's a JRPG you've played that you might recommend to moi?
Now here's my thing. I don't know if I've played any,
Okay.
so I think I'll also benefit from this. Nick,
Yeah.
you've got the pressure is on you.
Well,
Sure,
Nick, you
sure.
you like turn-based.
I do enjoy me a good JRPG, the turn-based strategy. Obviously, my favorite in recent memory is Persona 5. I'm trying to decide if you will like it, though. I'm trying to decide if I would
I
recommend
own
it.
a copy of it. I don't have a PS4 though.
When does that come to the Switch?
Not official. See, that's the other thing.
Because
I'm
it's
holding off
it's
till
supposed to.
coming to the Switch till I can play
please
it
do.
when I'm in bed.
Surely it'll come out when Joker's released as a hero
Right.
for,
That's what I figured.
So probably
for Switch.
March. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say March, April,
Yeah,
because
that's
we
right,
get
March,
in
April.
Piranha Plant in February. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I need to put in my code for that.
Yep. Yeah, you got
I
to.
do too. Crap.
Yeah, guys, it's getting late. You got to do it by the end of the month.
Damn.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna forget. Oh, I just know myself so well.
I'll text you. Yeah. So JRPG Persona.
I mean, of course I'm biased because I love it, and I spent probably 100 hours playing.
So
But if you're looking for like an RPG that doesn't feel like a JRPG,
Persona 5.
I don't know any.
Persona 5 kind of does.
I don't know
'cause, like,
anything
you-
about Persona.
So it's I played the first level of it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pretend I don't. And actually, that's okay because the menus and stuff are so stylized.
everything. Like the art is so stylish, and
Yeah.
like,
That it kind of makes you forget that it's a JRPG.
and like the all-out attacks are so cool.
Yeah.
And there's the entire side game, or it's basically two games, right? There's the
Right.
JRPG where you go through dungeons battling people. Since you can see all the enemies in the overworld, that sort of takes away some of the random encounter.
Right.
encounter. And you can avoid people and get ambush them and stuff like that.
Which I do like.
Yeah, so I also think that would probably be a mark in its favor. There's also the high school simulator, social relationship stuff that I
love that.
Which I was surprised how much I enjoyed.
I typically like stuff like that.
And so if you enjoy that half of the game and you can sort of get through the fact that it's turn-based battling, I will go ahead and say some of the bosses have a lot of health. You're going to fight them for a while.
Okay.
And if you die... You're going to do something else. You're going to turn your console off. You're going to go to sleep if you're playing it on your Switch in bed.
You're just going to be mad.
Just furiously do something else for a little bit.
I hate that. That's like one of the worst feelings in the world when you're just like I was playing Smash Online the other day, and I lost like 6 games in a row.
Oh, man.
And I just was like, I'm done. I'm going to go do something else.
I'm going to go outside.
Yep.
We're going to go look at the sun and shout into the void. And the void's like, we're full. No shouting.
You've shouted so much that you have filled the void.
Do you have an appointment? Do you have a shouting appointment?
Might I recommend your pillow? Because we're full up in here. Can we just, this is a tangent, can we talk about tilt for a second?
Yes,
because,
we can.
Like Hearthstone laddering, that's
oh my God.
I'll lose 3 games in a row, and then I have to really check in and be like, am I playing well? Or am I tilted?
Yeah.
And so I would assume Smash Brothers Online has a similar...
Very similar. It was exactly the same thing, because I booted it back up and won the next one.
Yeah. It's like if you take a walk, you eat some cottage cheese, whatever it takes you to your happy place. You shop for mid-century modern, I'm going to say clothes or furniture.
Reggie's doing it on purpose.
I admire you as a streamer for Hearthstone, because if I lose like a handful of games in Hearthstone, sometimes I just got to shut it off.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to playing it after a second, but I just got to shut it down for a minute. I just got to
Yeah, you just got to
I'm good.
Because you're thinking about the last games, you're thinking about the last matches.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Could I have won?
Yeah.
Especially when it's a close one. You lose those games. It's like when you lose at Monopoly, Jesus, that's just the most tilting board game to lose at.
God.
It's like, what was I supposed to do? I landed on your hotel.
Well, that's why Monopoly's a bad game.
Yeah. What tilts you, Garrett, and how do you get over tilt?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I try to avoid games that are going to piss me off.
That's fair.
My favorite kinds of games are the ones where there are no stakes and nothing matters, and I can just bullshit the entire time, like Gary's mod.
The first 3 quarters of college basketball.
That's a solid college basketball. Baseball season before playoffs, but after the first 2 weeks.
Right, where everyone's just like, the preseason.
We got how many more games?
Oh my gosh, how many of them matter?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You just eat hot dogs.
Back to the discussion at hand.
Right. Recommendations of JRPGs. Have you had the chance to play? I think you mentioned you had, but the other one I would recommend would probably be Dragon. Not Dragon Age. Dragon Quest 8.
Dragon Quest 8. I had on my PlayStation 2 and really liked it.
Yeah, it's on the 3DS.
I never
I've been
beat
playing
it. But
I'm trying to think of games that you would enjoy to the point of finishing.
Well, so I never finished Dragon Quest 8. I will say.
Right. So,
but Octopath Traveler.
I would not recommend that one.
Okay.
If you don't like JRPGs,
I do not.
The only way you can beat Octopath Traveler in a reasonable amount of time is to have strats, and at that point, are you playing the game or are you reading the game?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right.
Or you have to enjoy the combat system is interesting, but if you don't enjoy turn-based battling, I don't think the combat system necessarily Bravely Default was another one that I thought of.
Oh, Bravely
Default. But
Default.
even I didn't finish Bravely Default.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm trying to think of a game. You know what actually is coming to my mind right now is a Steam game called Epic Battle Fantasy. I think the 5th one just came out.
Okay.
Is that the one where you play as girls who are consoles?
It looks like a Flash game. It's made by a single guy, and of course the name is a riff on Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah, it's a Steam game. It's pretty inexpensive. I want to say the newest ones are $15.
Sure.
And the whole game is kind of making fun of JRPGs, and they're not nearly as long, right? You don't have to put 100 hours into Epic Battle Fantasy. I think that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
So those Persona 5, because I love it so much, and it's only half a JRPG, and the art is so distinctive, and the music is so cool. Although I will say some people have complained that when you've heard this music for the entire run of the game. Even that gets old. But it's
Yeah.
like this cool acid jazz that I never got tired of.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
And then actually just a game that makes fun of the genre, maybe like Epic Battle Fantasy 4 is the one that I played. That I was like, oh, this is really fun. And
It's
like
the Spaceballs of
Yeah.
RPG.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
and I
a
love
great,
Spaceballs.
Great analogy, because like the numbers become huge super fast, right? It's like, oh
Yeah.
man, I hit him for 10 million damage. Like that's fun.
It's really funny. It's kind of like how Blazing Saddles is not only one of my favorite like satires, but it's also just one of
good
my favorite
movie.
westerns.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The best satires I would say are like good at what they are, but also good satires.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I would
Totally
say
agree.
Epic Battle Fantasy 4 or 5. 4 is going to be less expensive and a lower bet.
Yeah.
And then 5 is the newest one.
Cool.
Which I have not yet had the chance to play, but now that I'm thinking about it, I would like to.
I'll get. You know what? I'm going to pick that up when I get home.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. How about you, Garrett? What's a genre you don't typically like?
Card games.
Games.
Virtual card games, real life card games. I suck at them. I don't know how they work.
Okay. So Nick and I are pretty big card game boys.
Yes.
For sure.
We're card
sure.
boys, I would say.
Do you want to sell them on Magic? Is that the
No.
No,
No.
is that-
Well,
Are you
okay.
trying to ruin my life?
Yes.
Or give me a game recommendation here.
I don't think I can recommend card games to you without also
Without
ruining
also
your life.
ruining my
They will
life.
take control, buddy. So I'm thinking of the standard ones, right? Like Magic or Hearthstone, which are two probably the most popular two.
For sure.
And I don't know if either of those are great. The reason that those, I think, the only reason that those would be good recommendations is because they are they are the most popular, and there's
Right.
a lot of resources and people out there to teach you. Like you could just Google a bunch of stuff.
I've played a decent amount of Hearthstone, maybe like 10, 15 hours. I'm just not good at it.
Hearthstone is a bad one, I think, because the game doesn't really teach you how to play the game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's a lot of learning by losing.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend Hearthstone, I don't think.
Yeah, I think I would, but cautiously, and I would say only like, for example, did you enjoy playing any of the single player content where like you hunt the monsters?
Yes,
Oh.
I liked the monster hunting
Those
stuff.
are great.
So if you enjoyed those, then I would say that there is hope for you enjoying the ladder and casual battling as well.
Yeah.
But also the single player content also doesn't, to Evan's point, doesn't really prepare you for multiplayer.
Yeah.
Right. Because you don't have to really build a deck. It's already built
Exactly.
for you.
You're building it incrementally over time.
I don't know how to build a deck.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most difficult things because there's no, other than like you lost the game, there's not the game doesn't tell you why you lost. It's
Right.
like, oh, your health hit 0.
Yeah, and I will say recent expansions they've been better about including some stuff that makes you string together some archetypes.
Sure,
like the
sure.
one that comes to mind, this was a little while ago, but Gadget Zan, the hand buff stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
a new player could come in and be like, oh, well, there's a guy who gives all the guys in my hands +1. There's another card that does that. What if I put all the guys that give me +1? Or like the Jade Golems, you know, like
Or the quests that's still in standard.
I would say quests. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, none of them are really particularly
Yeah,
that
unfortunately,
good.
the best one is probably a Quest Warrior, and that's just an expensive deck. That's hard to get
right.
into.
Well, so
And of
yeah,
course they're all legendary cards.
Exactly.
So I would say right now, if you were going to get into Hearthstone, I would say there's like first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to recommend it when you're getting started. Net deck stuff.
What does that mean?
That means where you go on the internet and you find a deck.
You just look it up and do.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
look
do
it up.
this.
Yeah,
Because
you-
like brewing is fun. Obviously, do some brewing, play against the computer, play against your friends. But
sure.
if you're like, I want to gain some ladder stars, I want to win some games.
What you want to do to kind of teach you how winning works.
And,
Sure.
and like these are decks that work, and then as you play them, you'll start to see why,
And
or
it
you
may-
won't,
yeah.
won't see why, right? Like you'll like, I don't understand how this deck wins, and that's useful as well.
Because there's definitely a ton of decks where you're just like, control decks in particular, you're just like, oh, I won.
how did I win? I was losing the whole time, and then I won.
And then his health was 0 all of a sudden.
Yeah, he like ran out of cards.
Yeah.
I would say choose decks that have a proactive strategy. So I wouldn't recommend control if you're just getting started, because that's
Right.
where you have to like line up your resources against theirs very efficiently.
Well, and you also kind of have to predict their plays and stuff.
you
like,
have
is
to
it-
have a wider depth of knowledge of the cards they could have.
I just
stuff
want
like
to.
that.
I just want to have 10 fireballs and hit them.
Yeah.
There's
a million times.
which actually is a deck that you could do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you just want to get out, like the deck I would recommend to someone right now is there's a all commons hunter deck.
Okay, so low barrier of entry. Is it
so
easy to play?
Commons are the cheapest. It's an aggressive hunter deck, so it's the goal of the deck is to kill the other guy.
Okay.
And as you play games with it, you'll start to get a feel for like, okay, I'm playing against a mage. Now it's turn 5. I have to start thinking about blast wave
His
blizzard.
flame strike thing
Right.
is going to
strike, that kind of
come
stuff.
down real hard.
But before then, I don't have to respect anything this mage can do.
Right,
And
because
I'm
you're just wailing on
I'm
him.
playing my beasts. I'm hitting them in the face.
That is right up this guy's alley. I can tell you that much.
And also, right at this very second, Hunter is a good one because Hunter is a good, if you decide you do like the game after winning as Hunter, because you will. Hunter right now is just a strong class, and there's a lot of different archetypes of Hunter that you can try. As you gain more gold, you get more cards. Hunter's a good one to invest in with a bunch of cheap cards because they're always going to be good. And then the flashier cards work with them. So you'll be so. But TLDR, Hearthstone cautious recommend. You may still not have a good time.
I'll give Hearthstone just on the.
You don't even have fun with it sometimes.
Oh my gosh! Well, like talking about tilt, nothing will make me be like, I'm going to go make some coffee right now, and on stream, I'll just hit the back in 5 minutes button, like an animation, and I'll just go take the angriest dump.
Yeah, I would say Hearthstone will be good just because you have people to teach you.
Right.
You know?
And I generally have more fun playing games with my friends.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
that's I rarely play games by myself.
No, totally.
That's just not how I operate.
It's got to be the most requested feature. If you're out there, Blizzard, and I know you're listening, add a 2v2 mode.
Oh my
or
god,
co-op mode.
Co-op would
Tavern
be the
Brawl is always fun.
Yeah. The other, I would say, this is you can play it digitally, but it's not chiefly a digital game. The Dragon Ball Super card game.
Okay.
Is really really fun. It's not an overwhelming amount of options and stuff, but there are a lot of things that are just as good as each other. It may not be like the best, but there's a lot of stuff that is relevant.
Right.
And it's pretty straightforward of like, you attack this, or like, I'm going for an aggressive strategy, or I'm going to try to counter your stuff. You know what I mean? You don't need a lot of knowledge to know how to play the game.
You don't need to know how to play card games to be able to play this card game.
Right, exactly. A lot of it's a really really well designed card game. I would recommend it. It's brimming with flavor. All of the, even if you don't love Dragon Ball, you can like all the cards.
I like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't? It's like all the cards look really flashy and stuff, so you feel really cool whenever you play anything. You're like,
I want to feel cool.
Yeah, exactly. The other one I would say would be Keyforge, which
Keyforge
takes the deck building out of it entirely.
Oh, thank God.
You spend $10 and it gives you a deck, and that is.
You told me about that
Yeah,
game.
Nick and I both have decks. We still haven't played it.
Yeah, we still haven't.
I haven't played it yet, actually. I have like 3 decks and that I just got because I was like, hey, this game seems really cool.
Have you heard that there's a whole like black market Keyforge right now?
What?
So like brick and mortar stores, people are like opening because you don't know what the cards are until you buy it.
Right. So essentially,
like people are like melting the glue, opening it up, looking at the card list, and then closing it back up again.
What?
Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
I'm not surprised. The secondhand market, I was always concerned, I guess, at how it was going to work because, like, it's so weird, right? Like you're buying booster packs basically.
Yeah.
But you can't. There's no customization or anything. You know,
you buy the pack and that's the deck.
Right. So if you want to be competitive, you just have to like. If you want to be like really competitive, you
gotta
just
get
have
lucky.
to buy until you get something that you're lucky with, which
Yeah.
I like because it de-incentivizes that sort of like hyper competitiveness. But at the same time, people who really want to be competitive will still spend money to do it, and that I don't love. But as a casual game, it seems really cool. Like everybody spends $10 per night. You crack open some Keyforge decks, and you have a night. Like that seems really interesting to me. Haven't done it yet, but
and you craft some amber keys.
I
love doing that.
Yeah, a buddy of mine actually made me some cool ass keys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, these little wooden things. My buddy burned for me.
Oh, very cool.
Nick, what are games that you don't like?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this, and my initial just like knee-jerk reaction was going to be racing.
So I'll say Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but I do love Mario Kart.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I think maybe what a more useful genre that I also don't like is and I'm not exactly sure what the genre is called, but it's like survival crafting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a Rust or a...
Yeah, Rust, Minecraft even.
Yeah.
Like any of those kind of games where you just... Like, I've actually been interested in playing, but still haven't because I'm sort of averse to the genre, Subnautica.
Or one of the... Like an Ark survival.
Yeah, all of those things. I just lose... I think that I'll enjoy them, and then
I actually love games like that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And I will recommend, and I will recommend it a million times. Rust is it's some of the most fun that I've ever had.
Yeah,
playing a game.
Was that the one where you were talking about a raid on a castle?
Yeah, so there's like
what?
I think this was off mic. Sorry.
So, some of the raids in Rust are pretty nuts. There's I really like watching them on YouTube. There's this one guy, I forget what his channel's name is, but he'll like film Rust raids and do commentary on it.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's just like these massive compounds and like castles and stuff, and just people shooting rockets back and forth, and it's
really
a blast
goofy
to watch.
It's
even more fun to do.
Yeah, maybe I'm missing this genre because I haven't played Rust. I didn't know it was so goofy.
It's just a sandbox.
Cool.
Yeah, it's super goofy, and it's a lot of fun.
Rust.
I've played a lot of Rust, and
I own it.
If you guys want to play, then I will absolutely.
I'd be down to play some Rust. I know you've tried this game and didn't like it, but I'm going to recommend as like very baby intro to that kind of game. Breath of the Wild actually has a good bit of that survival stuff because of the way that like health works.
Yeah, and that's actually a great like that's how much I dislike the genre is I actually didn't have a lot of fun playing Breath of the Wild.
That's so
because of it. Because of the survival stuff.
Maybe I hadn't actually made that connection till just now.
Gotcha.
But I beat the llama boss out in the desert.
Okay, so you played enough to...
And then I lent it to a friend and haven't wanted it back.
Oh. Well, you know who else? It seems like Garrett right here.
Yeah, if I had it back, I would lend it to
you. No, Nick, it's okay.
Because that was probably... I lent it to this guy... What year is it now? 2019? Oh,
it's current year.
I must have lent it to him back in 2017.
Wow.
And, I was like... Yeah, this is, and people are going to be inspired by this game. Like, don't take this the wrong way. I understand that this is like
it's
a
an
significant game.
We've talked about important games versus good games.
People are going to be inspired. This might get a genre named after it, like Metroidvania or roguelike. The Kleenex or Band-Aids of genres. Dark Souls. But I was like for all of my understanding of why everyone loves this game, I just don't love this. It's not even that I don't love it.
Because you like Zelda games a lot, right?
Yeah. I played, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, even Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
I got nothing against Link or Zelda.
It is a hard turn from a lot of the rest of the series. Yeah. I will definitely agree with that.
I thought it was for the better, to be quite honest.
I agree. And if it is the survival stuff that is turning you off from that specific Zelda game,
power through. It's worth it.
I think taking a lot of the survival stuff and putting it in the context of like a massive online RPG where you're, just dropped into a server with
a ton of
40,
people.
50 other people and just like do whatever rather than going on quests and fighting bosses and what have you, but just like building bases and then defending your base, and that's the game. Is a lot of fun, and I think a lot of the fun comes from the social interactions that you have with other players.
I feel like I would just have so much anxiety because of that game. Like if that's the game, right? Because when you die, right?
No, you can like put down a sleeping bag in like you'll drop your stuff, but like if you build like a base and crates, and you can keep your stuff in your base and put your sleeping bag down, and when you die, you just respawn in your base.
Oh, so it's like Diablo 2 rules.
But if you do log off,
your
sleeping body is still there, and people can blow up your base and kill you and steal your shit.
Yeah, see, that would give me anxiety. Like,
well, that's why you team up.
Yeah,
and start a quote unquote clan.
Well, it sounds like we're starting a clan.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
We have to build a sturdy base because I sleep hard. Man, that's actually sorry. I'm thinking about your comment of power through. It's worth it. If I'm not having fun, is it? It's a video game.
That's
I'm supposed to be
true.
having fun.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
Because I gave it a good old college try.
It sounds like you did. I think Breath of the Wild, you would have. Again, I'm floored that you didn't like it, but I think at that point you would have liked it. Like, you know what I mean?
If you ever were going to.
If I was going to,
beating
it seems
the game,
like I got to the point.
Like, you wouldn't beat it and be like, oh, you know what? Actually,
now I get it.
Yeah, right.
now that I've beaten. the game.
I will say some of the stuff gets better when you have more stuff. Like when you have the ability to reflect, like the lasers from the big Guardian things is like super, super awesome. But yeah,
well, I think I have that. I can like hit. You're talking about when the little robots shoot lasers and then you whack it with your shield.
Yeah.
Because I have the shield parry.
And
that is cool.
Yeah. I mean, again, you probably just don't like it, but.
Yeah. And I'm also just going to go ahead and once again understand that I am in the huge minority.
Oh,
yeah. It's not like I'm unrecommending it for people.
No, totally.
But know that if you're out there, there's one other person.
You're
now
not
there's
alone.
twice that many.
All right. Well, folks, I think that'll bring us to our last segment here. What are you playing this week?
Oh, man. I mean, honestly, still Smash. I'm not playing a whole lot else. But I do... have a call to action for the two of you.
Okay.
Go on.
I want you to play Gary's mod with me.
Okay.
Just because I miss it. So that's what I want to play this week. Is going to be my answer.
Is that similar to Rust?
It's kind of. It takes out the survival elements. It's just like RP.
Dicking around.
It's just dicking around.
Okay, cool.
It's like if Second Life had like a point to it. Like if there was like an actual game that went along and it wasn't just a virtual chat room where you can like get horny all the time.
All the time.
Gary's mod is way less horny.
And I don't like it because of that.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun just going on and
I'll play some Gmod.
Being an idiot.
Yeah, maybe we can screen cap it and we'll post it on the old
fun.
Rectify YouTube page for your enjoyment.
Into it.
Nick, what are you playing this week?
Well, I finally finished Hades.
Nice.
Oh my God! Yes.
So I got as deep as they programmed.
Right.
I actually even appreciated. So I beat basically the final boss of the current build. And it was like,
is it Hades? Do you fight Hades?
You don't. He's just a jerk. He's your dad, and he's the most condescending dad. He's just like so dad, but so like stereotypically a dad.
Is he like Red Foreman from that 70s show?
He's just like,
I'm going to break my foot off in your ass.
Yeah, it's just like, well, you disappointed me again.
Oh, so he's like
happy now?
the king of the cosmos from Katamari.
Right. And so, I beat the as far as you can get, and then sort of a text box comes up. It's like, there's going to be more, but let's just say you died. And it kills you. And it sends you back.
That's
like,
funny.
It's like, of all the ways they could have done this, I think this is my favorite.
That rules.
Because I took the exit. It was like, oh my gosh, because this boss had killed me over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And finally I beat him, and I got on the raft, and it's like, and you died. It was like, yeah, but I died second this time.
Yeah.
Boss.
Hell yes.
The next season of Diablo 3 started about 15 hours ago, so I've been looking into that, playing a little bit of that on the Switch. There's like people I play that game with on the Switch, and there's people I play that game with on the PC.
Is it? Then they're not. There's no overlap.
Nope. It's just like Warframe, where all your accounts have to be separate
That
from each other.
sucks.
I hate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fix that.
Not ideal.
Everyone that's doing cross-platform, fix it right now.
Fix it immediately.
Second.
Yep.
And yeah, I'd say those are the. And of course, I stream a bunch of Hearthstone.
Yeah,
so I've been actually getting to commentate some Hearthstone, which is super cool.
Yeah, very
I was
cool.
like subbed in for a thing.
I want to commentate some.
games. Yeah.
When I don't know what's going on.
We've talked about doing that, where we just have you commentate on
you
matches.
two play each other, and then I'll. Yeah.
I'm very into that.
Looks like you're there playing some cards.
Ooh, that's a big
Royal
Yeti.
Flush.
Yeah,
What's that Yeti
full house,
doing?
Very good.
Is he gonna get laid?
Oh my gosh! I played the minigame version of poker inside Fist of the North Star. Whoopsh,
Nice.
Lost Paradise.
There it is.
And I was like, oh man, I'm amazing at blackjack. And then I was like, no, I'm not amazing. No, it was actually, I played both blackjack and poker. And I was like, I'm amazing at poker. Oh no, I'm garbage at poker. I just won several hands.
I spent most of my time playing the online on the first Red Dead game, just doing blackjack and poker in the saloon.
Surprisingly compelling.
Yeah.
It's just a classic game design.
Well, because then in Red Dead...
Is that your favorite card game?
Oh, yeah. Blackjack and Red Dead, because you can cheat, and then if you get caught, they'll challenge you to a duel, and you can just kill the guy.
You can cheat?
Yep.
How do you cheat?
You like put a card up your sleeve.
No way.
Yep. It's like hold Y to cheat. It's like, well, obviously I'm gonna cheat.
Obviously I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah. You just get an ace.
Like, do they have a passive perception score? How do they catch you cheating?
That's really cool.
I forget.
Do they have to hit Y to catch you cheating?
Yeah.
Or like
you roll against their wisdom. I don't know.
Cool. What are you playing, Evan?
I am still on my Okami thing, but I just also picked up Fire Emblem Heroes, which is my first, Fire Emblem Warriors, which is my first Warriors game in a while.
Did you ever figure out how to do the co-op on
Yeah,
that?
it was literally the level after you left.
Oh, okay, nice.
Because I was like, Garrett, come over, we'll play some co-op, and then the first 2-3 levels, you have to play solo, and then after that you can play co-op.
You have to get out of the tutorial.
Yeah. So I've been really enjoying that. I'd like to get more into the Warriors stuff.
I want to get Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the show. Nick?
Hey, thanks everybody for listening. And remember, wrecked or get wrecked. Did I say wrecked or get wrecked? Can I do that again?
Nope.